Hi, Michael Bettine here for another episode of It's Cuppa Time. Today's a special episode, one I've been debating about making for a long time. We're going to talk about the new religion of frequencyism. And that's what it is and what it has become. If you go on any social media, especially like Facebook, even Instagram, other places, there is so much talk about the miracle of various frequencies. And people are so fervent about it, it has become a religious cult, the cult of frequencyism. So I want to talk about that today. I will try to be factual and honest. There will be a good deal of snarkiness probably along with this because, it is what it is, and we will find out. So let's talk about frequencies. I think most people don't even understand what frequency is when they're making all these memes and all these posts and that. I don't think they really have any sort of idea about it. So let's just give a little background. Frequency, as used this way, is a measure. Frequency is a measure of time, of duration between two endpoints. Frequency is normally measured in hertz, which would be a number of oscillations per second. So everybody's favorite tuning, A equals 440 hertz, means that in the span of 1 second, this A is vibrating 440 times. So frequency is a measure of time. And if you know me and you've seen any of my other videos or read any of my stuff on time, you know that my feeling is time is made up. It is a man-made thing. Seconds are made up, hours are made up. There is no such thing in nature as an hour, as a second. So these are all man-made divisions of what we commonly refer to as time. And this is an important thing to understand because people speak about all these frequencies in such absolutes. So what you really need to know is that everything is based upon something that somebody made up. Really, where did we get the idea for time? For an hour, for minutes, for seconds? Somebody just kind of made that up in past history. And I know you'll get all kinds of angry letters and that, whatever. But it's okay. I'm an old guy. You can think I'm just, yelling to get off my lawn, and that's okay because I've earned the privilege because I'm an old guy. So get off my frequency. That's probably more like it. Anyway, but the thing is time is arbitrary. Why isn't a day 24 hours? It could have easily been 20 hours. Or 10 hours, metric time. Why don't we have metric time? Things like that. Why is an hour 60 minutes? Wouldn't 100 minutes be better? Then we could divide it by tens and we'd have 10 divisions of 10. So, again, time, the way we look at time today, it is an arbitrary man-made thing. If we go back in history, time was just this sort of ephemeral thing. Before clocks, before industrial clock time, it was very ephemeral. Yeah, I'll meet you like at noon in town. Well, nobody had any exact time telling, so noon was relative. It's like, well, the sun's going to be up there. Okay, so when the sun gets high in the sky, I'll meet him in town. Well, you might get there early, you might get there late, and somebody go, oh yeah, I've been waiting for a while. They couldn't say I've been waiting for 20 minutes because minutes didn't really exist. They were just like, Well, I've been waiting. It's cool because we both have different relationship to time. There's no exactness of saying, well, 12 noon, I will meet you at 12 noon. No. Time is relative. And there was nothing exact. So now time gets invented as a man-made thing with clocks, and clocks totally fucked up humanity. I mean, really, they totally have, because industry invented all that, and now it's like we have the 8-hour workday, and we have 15-minute breaks and a half-hour lunch and all this sort of stuff. And that was all just designed to make people money. Not the people following it, but the people who made the rules, making them money, making industry run efficiently. Hey, you're not on time. Let's be efficient. You need to make so many things in an hour. You need to do this. Yeah, it's totally messed up humanity. If we could just throw away the clock, we'd be good. Or at least throw away part of the idea of the clock. One benefit of the pandemic and the whole lockdown and, we're going to have everybody work from home thing has been, hey, people work at home, they get the same work done or even are more productive, and they're not on the clock, Like you're at home and you have breakfast and you read the paper and you're having your cup of tea, and then you do some work and your kids are there and they're hanging out and you play with one of your kids or you play with your cat or something, do some more work. People are more productive because they do not feel that squeeze of linear factory time. So we're kind of getting back to the old time in many ways, where it was just like, hey, we'll just do stuff. We'll kind of get up in the morning and do things, and then we'll go to bed at night, and we'll get up and do stuff again, and we'll just see how much we can do. But we're not going to, beat ourselves to death. Whereas you have to do this much within 8 hours, or we're going to take your health care away, or we're going to fire you or something. Anyway, I digress. So, time is an arbitrary man-made conscript, okay? So when we look at frequencies, they're all based on this arbitrary man-made thing. And all these people who claim, go back in the past, and all these medicine people and all these tribes, all these, whatever people use specific frequencies and all. Well, they couldn't measure that stuff. It was like, hey, it sounds good to me, They didn't measure stuff. They had no instruments. They had no concept of clock time. They couldn't say, well, this is 448 hertz. We've got to adjust this singing bowl or this drum or something so that it's 432 or whatever. Nah, they didn't have that. They were just like, sounds cool to me. I got a lot of notes because there's a lot of stuff to try to remember, and I'm an old guy, so I don't remember as well. So I got notes. I'll read some stuff. Hopefully we'll have some fun here, but I just want to look at the cult of frequencyism, okay? And we're going to talk about three things, three important ones. A equals 440, A equals 432, A equals 528. Different tunings, okay? Or C equals 528. You can look at it that way too. Whatever, those three frequencies. So here's a great one. This has been around for a while. I just came across on Facebook again a couple times on my feed, and I love this one. Did you know Jimi Hendrix, along with John Lennon, Bob Marley, and Prince, all tuned their music to a specific frequency of 432 hertz? It is known as the beat of the earth, has substantial healing benefits, and ancient Egyptian and Greek instruments were discovered tuned to 432 hertz. Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that. It goes on. However, since 1953, all music has been tuned to 440 hertz. This frequency has no scientific relationship with our universe. It actually causes the brain to become agitated. No, reading this kind of crap causes my brain to be agitated. But I'll go on. The Nazis. Once again, the Nazis in World War II used this frequency against their enemies to make them feel and think a certain way. What utter... I mean... And people pass these memes around and they believe all this stuff. And they keep passing it around. And they say, don't use 440 hertz because the Rockefellers and the Nazis and the bankers and all the cabal have instigated that to screw with our minds. You know, it's like, come on. Grow up. Jeez. Get an education at least. You know, this is all these people who believe anything. It's a cult, folks. Frequencyism is a cult. Just like a lot of churches, frequencyism is a cult. It's the new church of frequency. Wake up. Okay? So I digress. I told you I'd be snarky about all this anyway. So let's look at this here from another website. And I'll put all these websites that I'm citing down below so you can go check them out for yourself and see if they're legit or not. Okay, we've got one that's talking about different tunings. Tuning A equals 440 hertz is evil, a lie, something that was promoted by the Nazis to brainwash the masses, not in tune with the rhythm of the universe, capable of unleashing inner turmoil, coordinated by a nefarious cabal of businessmen. Okay, now tuning to A 432 hertz is it's beautiful, spiritual, peaceful, historically legitimate, full of healing powers, capable of aligning the chakras. And what Verdi would have wanted, the famous opera composer Verdi. Well, let's go right to Verdi here. Yes, a lot of these composers in the past, before there was a standard of A440, used different tunings. Part of it was they didn't communicate with each other. They didn't have the internet, their phones or all that. They lived in different places. They lived in Moscow, Russia, or Poland, or Paris, or Rome, or someplace. All these people lived in different places, and they didn't come out of their little areas and circles that much. And as far as Verdi, a lot of opera composers wrote their operas in keys that would fit the lead singer's voices. So maybe somebody had a little bit lower voice and they sounded better there. So instead of 440, they would just lower the A a little bit to 432. And that person who was going to sing the opera could sound much better. There you go. I mean, it's pretty simple. And composers did that all the time, especially, like I said, opera composers. They wrote the music and fit the tuning to the singers, the stars, the main singers, so that it would sound good. You don't want to have your star singer kind of going and not being able to get that high note. You want it to be in a comfortable range. So there we go. Let's look at this again here. Okay, benefits of music tuned to 432 hertz. It helps in releasing the stress and releasing tension from the body and mind naturally. That's an important thing. I always talk about naturally, like 440 hertz is some sort of aberration, and again, people way in antiquity, they couldn't measure this stuff. It unites the body and consciousness with nature. There we go, natural and nature. Like, what? Due to more harmonic and pleasant nature of 432 hertz music than 440 hertz, it helps to release the serotonin and endorphins, which in turn keep the blood pressure and heart rate stable. Okay, I will put a link to a study below. They did do a study where they took a small sample of people, played them 440 hertz music, 432 hertz music. And then a number of the people in the sample had slightly lower blood pressure when listening to the 432 hertz music. Okay, it's tuned down a little lower. Maybe it was a little more relaxing, a little more chill. But the same study also said we need to do more study. We need to do a bigger study. So you can read that study and say, yes, the study did say that the people were more chill with 432 hertz and their blood pressure went down a bit. But people take that as gospel. They go like, look at this right here. It says it. Some scientists, nope. Just like the one that's going around now with the cymatics of supposedly the heart cells and the cymatics on the heart cells with sound and how they can reconfigure cells and grow new cells and all that just with sound. Preliminary studies. You cannot take a study like that and say, here it is. This is the way it is. Everybody, this is it. Same thing here. Preliminary study, a very small sample of people. Yes, it lowered their blood pressure a little bit. But that's not conclusive evidence that, everybody should listen to 432 hertz tuned music because they will have lower blood pressure and they will feel much more chill. It doesn't work that way. 432 hertz music helps in releasing negative energy blocks and acts as a good sound healing tool to release toxins. Well, I don't know. It's just funny. So here's from that actual scientific study. Music tuned to 440 hertz versus 432 hertz and the health effects. A double-blind crossover pilot study. And here's the important word in there is pilot study. Pilot. It's preliminary first. It's, they're just getting started on this. The abstract says the current reference frequency of tuning musical instruments is 440 hertz. Some theorists and musicians claim that the 432 hertz tuning has better effects on the human body, but there are no scientific studies to support this hypothesis. Now we jump to the results. It says 432 hertz tuned music was associated with a slight decrease of mean systolic and diastolic blood pressure values, although not significant. Okay, let's look at the important words here. A slight decrease, although not significant, compared to 440 hertz. But people jump on that and go, see, look at right here, it's in this scientific paper, 432 hertz, lower blood pressure, it's good for you. But they and like religious people who like cite the Bible and only cite certain passages but leave other passages out of the Bible that don't agree with what they believe. It's here, they easily run over the part that says a slight decrease and not significant. There. So the conclusion says, the data suggests that 432 hertz tuned music can decrease heart rate more than 440 hertz tuned music. The study results suggest repeating the experiments with a larger sample pool and introducing randomized controlled trials covering more clinical parameters. So they're saying, hey, there's something that might be here, but we need to really do a big study and expand this to know if there's really something going on. Yet people will find this on the internet and they go, see, right here, right here, right here, it's the proof we need. It's the smoking gun, 432 hertz. I hope you're having as much fun as I am, because, I knew this would be kind of crazy with me talking about all this. So, I mean, people pull out all this stuff, and as gospel. Again, they're like religious fanatics, and it's a cult, the cult of frequencyism. I don't know. So let's move on to 528 hertz. From another website, will be cited below. To us, the frequency is the most significant of the solfeggio frequencies. Don't even get me started on solfeggio frequencies. Maybe I'll make a video on that. But the people who cite those and talk about those do not understand them at all. So I'm not going to get into that here. But back to this here. It has a deep-rooted relationship with nature. Again, there's that. This is nature. It's organic. It's natural. It's, oh, how can we not like it? Because it's nature. And appears in many songs. Most famously, John Lennon's Imagine was composed in 528 hertz. I don't know if that's real or not. I don't know. There we go. I could take a recording of a song and I could figure out what the tuning is and all. But if you have, let me know. Let me know if that's for real. The frequency brings transformation and an increased amount of love energy, clarity of mind and awareness, activated creativity and inner peace. It also has the ability to activate your imagination, intention, and intuition to operate for your highest and best purpose. I don't know. I'm a musician. I've been a musician since I was 12. I've been listening to music as long as I can remember. And that's like, been listening to music more than 60 years that I, consciously know of. That music's all been in 440 hertz. I'm an extremely creative person. I have an overly vivid imagination. I have a lot of love energy and clarity, and awareness. And I've been listening to 440 hertz and playing 440 hertz tuned music in bands all my life. So I don't know. Here's another great one. It references Dr. Masaru Emoto, and I've read his books, and they're interesting, but it doesn't really talk about 528 hertz and Dr. Emoto. They kind of sidestep over to, we're going to use Dr. Emoto to kind of prove 528 hertz, whatever. So here's from the late Dr. Masaru Emoto. It says, the late Dr. Masaru Emoto discovered that on a molecular level, water crystals can be affected by sound. Okay. His water experiments showed the effect sound frequencies can have on water, and since our bodies are 65% water, it stands to reason that this love frequency can have positive benefits on our bodies and spirits. I've read Dr. Emoto's books and looked at all the photos, and it's all cool stuff, but apparently a problem he had is the effect didn't last. You can make pretty snowflakes or pretty water crystals, but a couple days later they're not there. So that's a thing. A lot of stuff a lot of effects of things are temporary and often very, very short. The trick is, how do you make things last? It's just like using sound in medicine, ultrasound and things like that. They can break up kidney stones with ultrasound waves. But once you turn off the machine, it's done. It's not like, we'll go home and these are going to break up more because the waves are still bouncing around in your body. And no, it happens while it's being done. So the same thing with a lot of these other studies that people, allude to. It's like, yes, when they're actively doing it, there are some changes, but the minute they stop the sound, stop the vibration, it's gone. That's the way it works. Okay. Now let's look at 528 frequency benefits. The love frequency, there it is again. is the, quote, miracle tone, note of original solfeggio, there it is again, musical scale. Independently confirmed by researchers, these core creative frequencies were used by ancient priests and healers in advanced civilizations to manifest miracles and produce blessings. 528 hertz is the bioenergy of health and longevity. It is the harmonic vibration that lifts your heart and divine voice in harmony with heaven. Benefits are increases your connection with your heart, helps healing body and body repair, connects your body to the spirit of the universal vibration. Well, of course. My dog knows that, right? Historic uses, manifestation of miracles, produce universal blessings, connects your body to the vibration of the universal. That's so funny. Here is the one thing that most of these websites have in common, and this is very important. They're all trying to sell you something. This 528 stuff was from the Love Whistle. I don't even want to get into that, but just look it up. The 528 hertz Love Whistle will give you all the benefits of 528 hertz. These websites, again, it's just like this kooky, crazy religious stuff out there. God wants you to send me your money, send me your cash, and I'll give you blessings and abundance. Okay. All those hokey preachers do that. It's the same thing here. 528 hertz will heal you. Send me some money and we'll send you oils and waters that have been played with 528 hertz going through them, or we'll send you this love whistle thing or something else. I get overly suspicious when I look at these type of websites, and as you scroll down, it's like they're trying to sell me something, right? And you get to the bottom of the page, it's like, for $69.99, you can have this and get the benefits of this frequency. So ask yourself, is this a sales pitch or is this something real? Okay? It's as simple as that. And, before any of you viewers, all 5 of you, want to go off on me and say, well, you don't believe in stuff and blah, blah, blah. You're just an old guy who doesn't believe in things. I have been practicing magic and alchemy and various spiritual things for 40, 50 years. And I believe in a lot of stuff that I don't talk about because I don't feel a need to talk about it. But I believe in a lot of, for lack of better terms, extrasensorial things. I believe in a lot of spiritual, otherworldly things, and I don't talk about them, and I don't try to make videos or sell products about them because it doesn't matter. What matters more is what I do with the knowledge I have. And I think it's more important for me to, instead of overtly say, look, here's what I'm doing with this and that, is just to do it and let it have an effect on people and let people take, what they want from it. I think that's much more important. So I believe in a lot of stuff that people might think is crazy, kooky, weird, strange, and I've had people say that to me all my life. And I've had experiences that are just like, I could tell stories, and they're very real to me, and they are real, but they're not important. What I believe and what I do is not as important as the effect of it. So I try to transmit things out there that will have a positive effect on people. That's why I play these instruments here. Have a positive effect. But I'm not going to tell people what's going to happen or what should happen because we're all different. I put the vibrations out there and I let people do what they want with them, okay? I think that's more important. More important than saying, well, I have a 528 hertz gong and this is the love gong and this is going to just heal your body and fill you with love. And it's right here. It really is. I don't care. I don't care about any of that. And if you've seen some of my videos, myths and methodology and some of the others, I do talk a little bit about my methods. And if you study with me in person or at a workshop, I will talk about some of my methods. But I always say it's my method. It doesn't really matter. And you can't copy what I'm doing because it's very personal. So to me, it's more the results. So we're going to do a little experiment here. Okay? All of you 5 viewers out there. That's great. YouTube is such an insane. Anyway, so here's an experiment. I've got some bowls here. You cannot see them, which is okay because I don't want to influence you. Okay? Because we're visual people and we can be influenced by seeing things. So, oh, that's a Monty bowl, or, you know, ooh, yeah, that's an old one. Yeah, it's like, I don't work that way. I don't work that way at all. So anyway, let me play some stuff. Listen to this. Take a breath. I can already see a couple of you have got your phone out with your tuner app and you're holding it up to the speaker. Oh, what tuning is that bowl? You know. Okay, so here's the quiz. Do you like that sound or don't you like it? Pretty easy. It's an A, B, yes, no, true, false sort of question. Do you like the sound? Does it do something for you? I like it. That's why I bought the bowl. I like the sound. And it never asked, yeah, what's the tuning of that bowl? Is that in harmony with the universe and nature? No, I like this one. So I bought it. I don't even know what the tuning is. I know I've got it on a chart somewhere because I went through all of my instruments and I got their fundamental pitch and some of the overtone pitches and all, and I made a big chart and I keep it on my computer for reference if I actually need to know. But I couldn't tell you what the note is on that. I don't have perfect pitch. If I had perfect pitch, I could probably say, well, that's a C sharp by about 12 cents, you know, above. No, I don't have perfect pitch. I have really great relative pitch. That's a whole other story that I probably told in a video before. Okay, here's question 2 of our quiz. And I'll repeat question 2. Do you like the sound or not? Take a breath. Feel one with nature. Now we'll move on to the 3rd question. Do you like the sound or not? Now we're going to go to a 4th one. We will combine. Listen to this. Do you like the two bowls together or not? Now we'll add a third bowl. See what you think. Did you like that? The three combined? Yes or no? Once again. Okay. That third bowl added a dissonance. These two, nice little harmony. Nice and pleasant. They work well together. Okay, that added a dissonance. Did you like it with the dissonance? Some people might. Other people will go, ooh, I didn't like that. That's all that matters. Do you like a sound or not? I don't know what the pitches are here. I'm not going to get my phone out and tell you. It doesn't matter. That's not how I work. I work by the sound. And I work by, do these work together? If I was looking to create a dissonant effect for something, yes, I would keep that fourth bowl in here. But if I was looking to create a nice harmonious effect, this guy would be back in a case somewhere and wouldn't come with me, and I would deal with those three. They work together well. Have a nice little harmony going on there. So that's what's more important than frequency is sound. Does the sound work for you? Do you like it? Does it work for the people you're playing? Like I said, I play all these instruments, the gongs, the bowls, the bells, shakers and rattles, whatever I decide to bring with me. I make the sounds, I offer them to the people, and they can choose to like them or not. They can take what they want from them and do what they want. And yes, we could go into all kinds of stories about what people tell me the effects of the sounds have on them. But that's a whole nother thing. But just, yeah, go play your instruments. Do you like them? Is that why you bought them? Did you buy that new gong because you played it and it was so amazing, you could feel it all through your body and all through your spirit and everything, and it was like, I have to have that gong? Did you, same thing happen with a bowl or a bell? I mean, that's what happened to me with a lot of, the most of the instruments that I owned is I played them and I went, that does something to me. I've got to get that. I didn't ask what the tuning was. Do you have a 432 hertz gong here? You know, no, I just played gongs. Go to a shop and play them. Go to a shop and play bowls. You know, I remember one time I did a concert at the old Andy's Music in Chicago. I've told this story a lot. If you've heard it, just ignore it. But beforehand, I was just walking around playing instruments, and I picked up a drobu bell and I played it and I go, that one sounds really nice. I played a bunch of other drobus and they were okay. Went and played some other things. And I kept coming back to that specific bell. It's like, I really like this bell. It's speaking to me. So then I was like, how much for this bell? I've got to have this bell. Bought it right there because it spoke to me. I didn't get out my phone and go, oh, what tuning is this bell? You know, ooh, what's it for? Close to 440 hertz. No, I didn't say that. I just played it and it's like, do I like this? I loved it, so I bought it. So don't get caught up in the cult of frequency-ism. Think for yourself. Use your mind. You know, Google can be your friend. It can also be your enemy sometimes, but it can be your friend. Whatever search engine you want, and I use multiple ones, go on there. When you see stuff that just sounds kind of ridiculous, look it up. See if you can find what we call a primary source. That would be where it originated from. If it's a quote from some famous person like Tesla or somebody, look it up. Can you find what book or lecture or, talk or interview that quote came from? If you can't, chances are that somebody made it up. Really. If you can find and go, oh, it's from this book. Okay, The Nature of Science, Volume 3, interview with whoever the person is, and there it is. Page 56, third paragraph. Yeah, there it is, right there. Okay. But otherwise, people make stuff up all the time. We live in an age of wonderful information and an age of massive disinformation where people just make stuff up and keep hammering it out there. All these stupid ass memes about frequency. I get 10 a day, on Facebook and other social media, and it's the same crap that I've been seeing for 5 years or 10 years. And it's still not true. No matter how many times you want to post it, doesn't make it true, You can call a pig a dog, and it's still going to be a pig. Even after calling it a dog 10 years, it's not going to morph into a different animal. So, read books. Educate yourself. Enlighten yourself. Study with people who actually know things. And if stuff just sounds like it's BS, and your BS meter gets pinned in the red, check it out. See if you can find out what's going on. So that's enough ranting from this old guy today. Thanks for listening to my rant. Next week we'll get back to something probably more fun, not as crazy. Anyway, stay off my lawn, okay? I just cut the grass, so stay off my lawn. Go have a cup of tea. And we will see you next week on It's Cuppa Time.